Welcome. This is Micah Fairchild, Editor-in-Chief of PayrollLab.com, and the focus for our discussion today is Ceridian. They have one of the industry's few cloud-based payroll platforms, a bevy of intuitive payroll analytics functions, and a full range of payroll options that run from enterprise-level applications to outsourcing to small business solutions. Unfortunately, given the time constraints we were under in our top 10 payroll software solutions review, we were really only able to briefly touch on Ceridian's payroll offering. In this video, we hope to expand on what we started by highlighting some additional high points of the company's software, as well as providing some well-balanced critiques of where the system could stand to improve. So to help me with getting through all that, I've asked my colleague, Chuck Schaefer, CEO of Vantive Media, to join us. Hey there, Chuck. Appreciate you spending some time with us today to help go over Ceridian's payroll offering. How are you?
I'm good, Micah, and I hope you're doing all right as well.
I am. Thanks for asking. Of course, busy as ever, but that keeps us honest, doesn't it? Okay, so Ceridian. They appear to be tailor-made for businesses of all sizes. They're global, and at the heart of Ceridian offering is an integrated payroll and HR system that writes HR and payroll transactions to a single database. All positive aspects for sure. But what are your initial thoughts, though?
Well, first off, I think it's interesting that you mentioned Ceridian's global element because from my perspective, very little information is available on the international capabilities and strengths of the Ceridian HR payroll solution. And from what I can infer, even though the UK is a focus, the payroll and HCM system is a distinctly North American solution, and the software is offered only in the languages of English and French Canadian. And while multiple currencies and some localization requirements are supported, it doesn't appear as though the international route is one that the company wishes to pursue and compete against the likes of global payroll software publishers such as Metaphor, NewView, Oracle, SAP, Infor, and very soon Workday. That said, Ceridian does have close to 10,000 employees worldwide, but I think that has more to do with the conglomerate nature of the company than a specific regional workforce dedicated to enterprise applications like payroll software. For instance, they provide outsourcing services and software for HR and payroll through arms called Ceridian Canada, Ceridian US, and Ceridian UK, but then a significant amount of company resources are diverted to deal with the company's stored value solutions as well as comm data. It's like 5 separate businesses rolled under a common umbrella organization.
I don't think I disagree with you on that one. And I think anytime you start adding on elements, or I guess in Ceridian's case, acquiring them, that aren't a part of your business's core value, the potency of your solution really gets diluted. And we're seeing the same issue with one of our other entrants into the top 10 payroll solutions as well, and that's Sage. Now, of course, the similarities between Ceridian and some of our other vendors doesn't end there. On a slightly more positive note, much like the way Kronos singularly drove its mobile application development through via the workforce management avenue, Ceridian's using that same route with their mobile capabilities. For instance, their workforce management solution for time and attendance, it supports both Android and iOS and allows for approvals from the device. And that's a significant improvement for mobile device applications that really only provide alerts.
Those are good points. And while mobility does deliver employee and employer data with anytime, anywhere accessibility and reduce cycle times due to more extendable information delivery, process approvals, and verifications, Ceridian's mobile capabilities are pretty basic and really need to branch out toward greater self-service feature sets and an improved user experience in order to be a more useful and rewarding solution for customers. Jumping off, though, from your point that you made about Kronos, I think it's interesting that you mentioned them because I recognize the similarities of these two systems as well, although for a different reason. Maybe it's the core demographic that workforce management-driven vendors like Ceridian and Kronos cater to, but both of these solutions excel at providing a very simple, albeit bare bones, user interface that's quick to learn, intuitive to navigate, and can seriously lower the learning curve for new users.
You know, that's true. Maybe those workforce management folks aren't as easily swayed by these newer interfaces as we thought. Now, of course, one area that we do know the entire population of prospective payroll and HR buyers is interested in is security. And that's an area where I think Ceridian really shines. After all, Ceridian's information security policies, they're compliant with ISO 27001. They include information security, data privacy, acceptable use, information security incidents, business continuity management, and compliance. And as we talked about before with ISO, these attestations are meaningful. They're globally recognized certifications for data handling, global controls, uptime assurance, and information security, areas that are particularly important for those countries that are still wary about the security controls that cloud providers at least can offer. Now, there is, of course, a reason for such security measures, and it's not merely the desire to collect client information for Ceridian, because in 2011, charges were filed by the FTC for a 2009 data breach when they handed down this unanimous ruling that Ceridian hadn't taken reasonable and appropriate measures to protect that information.
That's true, and it was embarrassing for Ceridian. But they used the event to overhaul their information security posture and preparedness, and today their cloud HCM and payroll solutions benefit from what they've learned. And quite frankly, other than Oracle, they now have one of the strongest information security programs in the cloud HCM industry.
That's true. I like your perspective, Chuck. Okay, so we're heading towards the end of our convo today on Ceridian's payroll solutions. Well, what advice would you like to leave with our viewers, considering shortlisting Ceridian's payroll that we might not have had a chance to already cover?
I'd say there are really four standouts for me that payroll software buyers need to be aware of and thoughtfully consider. First, Ceridian's past strength and success, both as an outsourcer and vendor, has come in part from its strong strategic and working partnerships, most notably with Workday and SuccessFactors. However, now that Workday's strategic plans and products overlap with Ceridian's and SuccessFactors has been acquired by SAP, it remains to see how this will affect the company's continuing performance. Second, thanks to multiple acquisitions that the company has made over the years, and most notably with stored value systems and Comdata, Ceridian controls a great deal of the supply chain associated with payroll, which has, at least in the past, meant a better value proposition than other payroll outsourcing service and software solutions generally deliver. However, these acquisitions have also created a sizable amount of technical debt, especially given its propulsion towards cloud-based HR solutions. This could spell challenges for Ceridian and its customers in areas such as systems integration. Third, for payroll and HCM software buyers who embrace disruptive technologies such as mobility, social media, people-centered user design, consumer technologies, big data, and the like, they may be disappointed with Ceridian's pace of absorbing these types of leading technologies. Similarly, software buyers who are seeking broader suites, possibly including ERP or other back-office vendor-managed integration, may be better suited with another payroll application. And finally, many payroll insiders feel that Ceridian has struggled over the past several years with solidifying its identity and place in the market. However, the company's latest acquisition turned offering, Dayforce, is a significant step in the right direction and should ultimately position the company to be able to provide one of the industry's few systems of records in the cloud that has a tightly integrated, best-of-breed payroll offering at its core. I say that because for business leaders who are thinking Ceridian is lacking in terms of software as a service in the cloud, or doesn't have a solid cloud strategy moving forward, this could lead to an unnecessary preemptive removal of Ceridian from a payroll software purchase shortlist.
Great. Thanks for those last little tidbits of info there, Chuck. I'm sure our viewers appreciate that insight as much as I do. And speaking of you viewers, thanks for joining us today for our conversation on Ceridian. But don't forget, come back and join us for our next discussion as we continue our reviews of the top payroll solutions and our exploration of the nexus of payroll processes, payroll strategies, and technology.